Flying into Mongolia, you're greeted by a vast rolling canvas of green and brown, the Great Mongolian Steppe. The sheer scale of the landscape is breathtaking, stretching as far as the eye can see, with endless horizons that seem to go on forever. Here, the sky feels impossibly wide, and the land below is a patchwork of grasslands, hills, and open plains, shaped by centuries of wind and weather. The emptiness is striking, but it's alive. This land sustains the nomadic herders who still roam these plains. For generations, families have moved with their animals, following ancient migration routes that have been passed down through the ages. The steppe may look empty, but it's full of life, tradition, and quiet resilience. Their lives are tied to the rhythm of the seasons and the health of their livestock: goats, sheep, cattle, and the iconic horses. These animals are more than just a livelihood. They are companions, symbols of freedom, and the very foundation of Mongolian culture. The bond between herder and herd is deep, built on trust and mutual survival. Mongolia is a country of extremes, with scorching summers and winters that can plunge to -40 degrees Celsius. The seasons here are dramatic, transforming the land from lush green pastures to frozen white deserts. Each change brings new challenges, testing the endurance of both people and animals. Surviving here demands resilience and a deep connection to the land. Every day is a test of strength, patience, and adaptability. The people of Mongolia have learned to read the subtle signs of nature, to anticipate storms, and to endure hardship with quiet determination. The people read the weather, find shelter, and rely on their animals for food, transport, and warmth. Life revolves around the ger, the traditional felt tent, which offers shelter from the harshest elements and serves as the heart of family life. Every task, from milking to shearing, is a vital part of survival. This harsh existence has forged a culture of strength and self-reliance. Mongolians are known for their independence, but also for their willingness to help neighbors in times of need. The challenges of the steppe have shaped a people who are both tough and compassionate. The Mongolian spirit is reflected in legendary hospitality and a deep love for their homeland. Guests are always welcomed with warmth, offered tea, and invited to share in the bounty of the land, no matter how humble. In a place where you can travel for hours without seeing another soul. Community bonds are everything. Families and neighbors rely on each other, sharing resources and stories, keeping traditions alive in the face of isolation. This is Mongolia, a nation built on the endless steppe, where the land shapes the people, and the people, in turn, shape the land. Here, life is a delicate balance between hardship and beauty, tradition and change, solitude and community. To understand Mongolia today, you must look back to its ancient tribes, a mosaic of clans, each with unique customs. Their societies were guided by oral traditions, spiritual beliefs, and a fierce loyalty to kin. Mastery of the horse gave them unmatched mobility for trade, hunting, and war. Their spiritual world was deeply connected to nature, with shamans as intermediaries and the eternal blue sky as their supreme deity. These beliefs fostered respect for the environment and a sense of harmony with the land. Family structures were fluid, shaped by the demands of survival and frequent conflict. Women held significant authority, managing the camp and livestock, anchoring the community. Strength and resilience, both physical and spiritual, were essential for life on the steppe. At the very center of Mongolian life stands the ger, a portable, ingeniously designed home that has sheltered nomadic families for centuries. Its round white silhouette is a familiar sight across the vast steppe, a symbol of both tradition and adaptability. Built from a wooden lattice frame and thick layers of felt, the ger is a marvel of practical engineering. It stays warm and cozy during the harsh, icy winters, yet remains cool and comfortable in the blazing summer heat. Remarkably, the entire structure can be dismantled, packed, and moved to a new location in just a few hours, a perfect match for the nomadic lifestyle. Step inside, and you'll find a circular space carefully organized by tradition and custom, each area serving a unique purpose in daily life. The most honored spot is reserved for elders, who are deeply respected as the keepers of wisdom and family history. On the left side, men's tools and belongings are neatly arranged, reflecting their role as protectors and providers. The right side is the women's domain, where household items and treasured possessions are kept, symbolizing their central role in nurturing the family. At the very heart of the ger sits the stove, radiating warmth and serving as the gathering place for the entire family. Here, meals are lovingly prepared, tea is brewed, and stories are shared late into the night. Privacy is a rare luxury. Everyone lives, eats, and sleeps together in the same space. This closeness forges strong family bonds and a deep sense of belonging, as each member supports and cares for the others. Children grow up learning by watching and participating in daily life, surrounded by parents, grandparents, and siblings. Every moment is an opportunity to absorb skills, values, and traditions passed down through generations. The ger is far more than just a shelter. It's a living symbol of the Mongolian family, strong, adaptable, and deeply connected to one another and to their heritage. Within these walls, traditions are passed down, stories are told, and the family's unity is reinforced every single day through shared rituals and daily routines. This communal way of living is not just a necessity, but a cherished foundation of the nomadic way of life, shaping the character and resilience of each generation. In every way, the ger embodies the spirit of resilience, togetherness, and the enduring warmth of the Mongolian family. Ancient Mongolian tribes shaped their family and relationship customs around survival, not rigid moral codes. Polygyny and liberated marriage, where a man marries his deceased brother's widow, were practical ways to protect widows and children. Hospitality was sacred, sometimes extending to sharing one's wife with a guest, forging powerful bonds between clans. These customs maintained genetic diversity and provided a social safety net in a land without formal institutions. Children from these unions were welcomed. The focus was on community strength, not rigid family models. These traditions were logical solutions to the challenges of nomadic life. The survival and strength of the group always came first. Adaptability and collective responsibility defined their social structure. Mongolia's unconventional family structures were born from necessity, not a lack of morals. Every tradition had a practical purpose: alliances, population growth, and social security. In a vast, sparsely populated land, genetic diversity was crucial. Customs like welcoming outsiders and sharing partners helped prevent stagnation. High male mortality meant widows and children needed protection, so liberated marriage kept families intact. Marriage was a strategic tool, linking families and clans for mutual support. Hospitality, even in surprising forms, turned strangers into kin. These customs were the glue that held society together. Every tradition was part of a larger survival strategy, honed over centuries. Adaptation was the key to enduring the steppes' harsh realities. Mongolia's brutal environment demanded toughness and ingenuity. The nomadic lifestyle was a necessity, not a choice. Livestock had to move constantly for fresh grazing. Material possessions were few, relationships and people mattered most. Hospitality became sacred, as human connection was the true currency of the steppe. The diet was simple: meat, dairy, salty milk tea, and fermented mare's milk, fuel for survival. Every member of the community had a role, with children learning essential skills from a young age. There was no room for idleness. Everyone contributed to the family's survival. This shared purpose and mutual dependency allowed Mongolian society to thrive. The environment shaped every aspect of life, forging a culture of resilience. Survival was a collective effort, and community was everything. Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia's capital, is a city of striking contrasts, where the rigid lines of Soviet-era apartment blocks stand shoulder to shoulder with gleaming glass skyscrapers that reflect the city's rapid transformation. This is a place where the past and the future are not just neighbors, but partners in shaping a unique urban identity. Here, tradition sits comfortably beside modernity. Young Mongolians flock to Ulaanbaatar from every corner of the country, drawn by the promise of education, new careers, and a cosmopolitan lifestyle. They embrace global trends, fashion, technology, music, while still holding tight to the customs and values passed down through generations. The city pulses with youthful energy, yet echoes with the wisdom of its ancestors. On the city's edge, ger districts form a living bridge between Mongolia's nomadic heritage and its urban future. Families who once roamed the vast steppe now set up their traditional yurts on the urban fringe, bringing with them stories, rituals, and a spirit of resilience. Life here is challenging, winters are harsh, and resources can be scarce, but these communities embody the adaptability and determination that define the Mongolian people. The tension and harmony between old and new are visible everywhere. Ancient Buddhist monasteries stand quietly beside bustling shopping malls, and monks in saffron robes walk past neon-lit storefronts. It's a daily reminder of how Mongolia's spiritual roots continue to shape its modern journey. In restaurants, traditional meals like booze are served alongside gourmet burgers, blending flavors from east and west. Many city dwellers return to the open steppe during holidays, reconnecting with family, honoring elders, and celebrating age-old traditions. Ulaanbaatar is a whirlwind of change, a city constantly redefining itself as it moves boldly into the future. This is the dynamic face of a new Mongolia, balancing the timeless beauty of the steppe with the energy of a modern metropolis. In Ulaanbaatar, tradition and innovation walk hand in hand, shaping a future that honors the past while embracing tomorrow. While Ulaanbaatar races ahead, life on the steppe blends ancient tradition with new technology. Herders still ride horses, but now carry mobile phones, lifelines for weather, emergencies, and staying connected. Motorbikes zip across the plains, and solar panels power lights and TVs inside the GER. Evenings bring families together to watch wrestling or soap operas, but the core values remain unchanged. Hospitality is sacred, guests are always welcomed with tea and food. Community reliance is as strong as ever, with neighbors helping during tough times. Modern tools have arrived, but the essence of hard work, family loyalty, and mutual support endures. The steppe spirit lives on, adapting but never fading. Mongolia is a land of breathtaking beauty and profound contradictions, caught between ancient tradition and modern change. Through all challenges, a powerful, unbroken spirit defines its people, resilient, adaptable, and fiercely independent. Herders live by the seasons, facing brutal winters with quiet strength and dignity. Their wealth is measured in animals, family, and the vast sky, not money. In Ulaanbaatar, youth blend tradition with modern creativity, forging a unique Mongolian identity. The story of Mongolia is one of survival, adaptation, and cultural richness. From ancient tribes to modern entrepreneurs, the Mongolian spirit remains constant. It is as vast and untamed as the steppe itself, a timeless bond between people and land.